Hi everyone, and welcome to this Getting Started with Family Zone webinar. My name is Jessica, and today I'm going to show you how to get started with your Family Zone account and how to commence protecting your children straight away. I can see lots of people joining. Wow, look at the numbers. Hi, welcome. You haven't missed anything yet. We haven't started yet. All right, I'll let you settle in before we get started. Just a few more seconds, guys. All right, let's get started. Welcome everyone. Hi, welcome to this Getting Started with Family Zone webinar. As I said, my name is Jessica, and today I'm going to show you how to get started with your Family Zone account and how to start protecting your kids straight away. Let's get onto this agenda. So you can see today we are going to go through what is Family Zone, and then I'm straight away going to start showing you how to manage your children's screen time. We'll also show you how to see what your children have access to and how to add all your children's devices to your Family Zone account so that they're protected on no matter what device they're using. But before we get too much stuck into the demo, I just really want to give you a good understanding of what Family Zone is. Now, Family Zone is a parental control. It is a cyber safety solution designed to keep your children safe online, no matter what device they're using or what source of internet they're connected to. And we wrap it all up into a nice, easy to digest report for us parents to keep on top of what our kids are doing online. Some of the more popular tools is how Family Zone can filter out that adult content that we don't want our kids seeing, and of course how we can help you manage their screen time too. Now, at Family Zone, we have a couple of different subscription types. So we have our Insights account, which is designed just to give us parents just a little bit of an insight into what our kids are doing online. So it'll just monitor your children. But you might want to take advantage of the tools we're going to go over tonight. And if that's the case, you might want to consider upgrading to one of our premium accounts. Now, how do you know what type of subscription you've got? If you sign into your Family Zone app on your device, your parent device, Insights customers will have a red banner across the top of your screen. Premium customers won't have that, okay? So if you're an Insights customer and you do want to upgrade, just simply click on that red banner and that will take you into a premium account. All right, so without any further ado, let's get started. So what I'm going to do is stop sharing my screen and I'm going to dive into my Family Zone account. So bear with me for 2 seconds while I share my other screen. Here we go. All right, so now you can see my phone and you can see my Family Zone account. Down the bottom here, my Family Zone app. So I'm just going to turn my camera off. There we go. Let's get stuck into it. So I'm going to tap on my Family Zone app there and head back to my family. There we go. There they are. So this is my Family Zone account and these are my kids. You can see Harper on the left-hand side there and Matilda on the right. Now, to demonstrate how we manage your children's screen time, I'm going to dive into Matilda's profile here. So I'm going to click on Matilda. And here you can see everything to do with Matilda and the devices she has attached to her profile. If I scroll down a little bit, I'll be able to see the routines that we have set up for her. And I'll be able to see her calendar that we've got set up for her. And then we'll be able to see the apps that are attached that she has on her device. And we'll also be able to see the reports that she's generating. So I can see what she's been up to online. And I can also see the devices that she has attached to her profile. All right. So first thing I'm going to show you how to do is how we manage Matilda's screen time. And we do that through the use of routines and calendars, yeah? So I'm going to dive into Matilda's routine to begin with. So if I click on that, now you can see that we have two types of routine. We have the school days and the rest days. Now, the rest days are typically used for when Matilda's not at school, so the weekends and holidays. On school days, we manage Matilda's screen time by what we call access periods. And when it's black like this and it has that little moon symbol, that means that Matilda is in sleep time. So she has no access to the internet. And then if I scroll down a little bit further, you can see at about 8:30 there, Matilda heads off to school. And that's identified by that colour blue and the little symbol of the school. Now, you can also see with Matilda's school time, it has some lines through it and a little padlock there. Now, that's because Matilda attends a family zone partner school. Now, if your child doesn't go to a family zone partner school, it won't have those lines or that lock, and it just simply means that you as the parent have control over that access period, whereas the partner schools, when the kids go off to school, the schools are in charge of the internet use and the rules around that during that period, yeah? Now, as we head into the afternoon time, Matilda comes home from school and you can see that she has a little bit of playtime. Now, that's identified by this colour green and the gaming console. Now, during this time, Matilda does have access to the internet, but it's filtered internet to a level appropriate for your child's age. So in Matilda's case here, that's for a 10-year-old, yeah? Now, in the afternoon at about 4:30, I've popped in a little bit of study time for Matilda. Now that's identified by this other shade of blue and the little book here. Now during that time, Matilda can access the internet, but it's for educational internet only. So during school and study time, kids have access to the internet, but for educational internet only. So that means that they can access things that they need for their education. You know, like for Matilda, she has her reading eggs and mathletics, but she won't be able to access all her games and apps, so she won't get distracted. And it also means that I don't have to hover over her shoulder, making sure that she's doing the right thing and getting her homework done. But then at 5 o'clock here, you can see that Matilda has a little bit more playtime before 7 o'clock. Her internet gets turned off and she's in sleep time again. Now, Matilda doesn't actually go to bed until 8:30, but as we know, kids really need a break from that the blue light that screens produce, just to make sure that she gets that really good quality sleep. And Family Zone really helps us to enforce that. And it's another way that we manage her screen time. So the beauty of all of this is Family Zone is very customizable, which means every family is a little bit different and your schedules are a little bit different. And you can set this up however you like and how the rules are in your household. So if you want to make a change, let's say, for example, I'm going to extend Matilda's playtime here. I can simply click at 7 o'clock where I want to make the change, choose the playtime icon and just drag it over with my finger. It's simply that easy. Now, if I scroll back up to the top, I just want to quickly show you the differences in the routines here. If I click on the rest day, you can see that there's a very major difference here, and that is that there's no large chunk of school during the middle of the day there. Because as I said, it's designed for weekends and school holidays, just any time your child is not at school. And once again, you can set this up for whatever the rules are in your household and however you want your child to spend their time online. You can see for us, we've given Matilda a little bit of playtime in the morning, but I don't want her to spend the whole weekend sitting on devices. So I've put her to sleep throughout the whole day there. Well, I've put her device to sleep. And then in the afternoon, she can have a little bit more playtime and she has a later bedtime because it is a weekend. All right, so, and Family Zone help us manage that by, being able to turn her internet off. All right, so both these routines are managed by Matilda's Calendar. So I'm going to duck out of this and head into Matilda's Calendar here. and show you how they come together. So you can see here that it's made up of blue squares and grey squares. The blue squares are school days and the grey squares are rest days. So days when Matilda is not at school. Now, if Matilda was to stay home sick from school, say she's come home today with a fever and I'm not going to send her to school tomorrow, I can simply click on this day and select change to a rest day. So I'm going to hit that and agree to that message. And now, as you can see, tomorrow Matilda is on a rest day. Now, if I know that Matilda's going to be at home for a larger chunk of time than one day, and I don't want to do that day by day, I can add a whole section here by filling in this larger section here. So I can choose the month and the times that Matilda will be away from school and just save it, and that will update for us. So I'm not going to do that. I think you get the gist. But you may also notice that there are some dark grey triangles on Matilda's Saturdays. Now that is because you can edit single days, which is really handy for things like Saturday nights when your kids might have a later bedtime. Now, if you want to set up something like this for yourself, you simply click on the day that you want to edit that day's routine and click edit this day's routine and scroll down and make your change. And you can see there for Saturdays, Matilda has a later bedtime. Now, you can do that for just one Saturday, or you can click again and click apply to all Saturdays. And it's just another really handy tool, another way that Family Zone helps us manage our kids' screen time. Now, the last thing that I'm going to show you how to do is a really handy tool on how you can quickly manage your children's screen time. So let's go back to Matilda's profile here and click on her. And you can see up the top here that Matilda's currently in school time. But if I wanted to quickly change that and change the access period that she's in, I can just select the time that I want to change to, let's say playtime, for example, and I want to give her an extra 30 minutes to do what she needs to do. And you can see there that that's changed over and it doesn't change my whole routine for Matilda. So it doesn't mess up our schedule, but just it allows me to quickly change her access period really simply. And that is probably one of the handiest tools that I use the most. Now, so that is how you manage your children's screen time. But now I want to go and see what our children have access to. And we do that through our internet filters and rules. Yeah. So if I click on that, and I scroll down, I can see here up the top that we're in the children 9 to 12 category, and that is because that's the age group that Matilda falls into. So if your children are a different age, obviously that will say something different. It'll say their age instead of Matilda's. Now on the right hand side here, we have some drop down boxes, and I really encourage you to come in here and have a look at all these different options. Now we're going to cover a few of these in this session, just enough to get you started with your Family Zone account. And then in our next session, we'll go through a few more of the favorite features, yeah? So the first one I'm going to show you tonight though is how to see what social media and games your children have access to. So I've scrolled down to this one, social networks and games, and clicked done. All right, so now you can see there's a lot of red here for Matilda, which means she doesn't have access to a lot of things because she's only 10. And a lot of the, social networks and gaming sites are for teenagers a lot older than Matilda. But you can see, I really encourage you to come in and see what your children have access to. And then as the parent, make the decision, and you can make any changes by simply clicking. So for example, I'm going to give Matilda access to Fortnite. Now she likes to have a game of Fortnite with her dad. So I'm going to allow that and simply click there. And now I've opened up Fortnite for Matilda to have a game with her dad. Now, if dad's gone off to work and I don't want Matilda playing Fortnite by herself, I can simply click on that and it'll lock it up again. And it just shows how easy it is to make changes. And as your kids get older, you will notice that these apps become more available for them during playtime. So ensure that you come in here and check out what your kids have access to. Now there are pages and pages here for you to scroll through and have a look. You can see all the really popular social media and gaming sites here, Pokemon Go, Roblox, Snapchat, all that sort of stuff. Now, if your kid's favourite game or social network is not listed individually, it will be coming under the other games or the other social. All right, so that's a really important one to check out. Your kids will definitely want to know what they have access to, so dive in there and have a look. The other one that they'll be really wanting to know what they have access to is in this search and stream media. So let's click on that, because this is where you will find anything that is streaming media. So of course we've got YouTube, right up the top here, front and center. And then we've got the search engines, and then all the streaming media. So that is anything that streams, like Netflix or Spotify or Stan. Yeah, so definitely come in here and check that out. All right, so in our next session of Getting Started with Family Zone, we will go over the other features in this section. So the other categories in this section. But I think today we've gone through just enough to show you how to manage your children's screen time and to see what your kids have access to. The last thing that I am going to show you how to do is to show you how to add all your kids' devices and download Family Zone app to their devices to ensure that they are protected no matter what device they are using. So I suggest that you start with your child's school device, and I'm going to stop sharing this screen and head into my slides again and show you step by step how to add your children's devices. All right, so let me share my screen again. So we're going to start with laptops because we think it's really important to make sure that your children's school device is protected. And there's a lot of laptops out there these days as the school device, isn't there? So if your child has a laptop, the first thing that you want to do is go and grab your child's laptop. And on your child's laptop, head to that website, www.familyzone.com/laptops. And that will take you to this page here. Now, what this page is telling you to do is to download the appropriate software for your child's laptop. So it depends what laptop your child has. If they have a Chromebook, it's this one here. If they have a Mac, it's this one here. And if it's a variety of a Windows device, it's this one here. And basically all it's telling you to do is to click on the appropriate software, and then it will start installing onto your child's laptop. So you simply click through and agree to it being installed onto the laptop. And then once it's installed, this little icon, the little Family Zone icon, will appear in the toolbar of your child's laptop. Now this picture here is an example of a MacBook where the toolbar is across the top. If your child has a Windows laptop, I think the toolbar is along the bottom, but the gist is the same. We're looking for this family zone icon. Once you find it, double click on it and this window here will pop open, and what it's asking you to do is to log into your family zone account with your family zone email and your family zone password and sign into it, yeah? And it's that easy. That laptop will now come under your child's devices in your family zone account. Now, if your child has a phone or a tablet, it's the same. You want to grab your child's phone or tablet and head to the App Store or the Google Play Store and download the Family Zone app. And once you've done that, this is what will appear, and you simply sign into it again with your Family Zone email, the email address you use for your Family Zone account, and your password to get into your Family Zone account. And the last thing to do when you are adding a device to your Family Zone account is make sure you assign it to the child that uses it, yeah? So don't assign it to yourself as the person who owns it, assign it to the child who uses it the most, yeah? And that way they will have the filtering and protection for their appropriate age, yeah? So that is all we are going to cover today in this first session of getting started with Family Zone. Now, there are a few resources on the screen at the moment. Our Family Zone Cyber Safety YouTube channel is a fabulous resource. There's lots of how-to videos there, or you can contact our Family Zone support team. Super clever guys and girls that will be able to help you with any questions that you have. And probably the easiest way to contact them is just to email them at support@familyzone.com. Now, I think that we have just a little bit of extra time left for a couple of questions. So I'm just going to wait for a few questions to come through. I can see a couple coming through already, and I should be able to get to a couple. If I don't get to your question, definitely email the Family Zone support team. But I can see this question coming through now, and now this is a very common question, so I'm going to answer this one. Now, this question is, can my child delete the app? Now, that is a great question, and the answer is yes, they can actually delete the Family Zone app. And while it is a little bit trickier to delete the app than a normal app like you and I know how to delete, it is definitely possible, and our real crafty, smart teenagers may definitely find a way around it. Family Zone will definitely alert you of this, but this is why it's really important to get your kids involved in this process. You know, sit down, have a family meeting, and, you know, consider having a digital agreement in place. For example, it might say something like, you know, they will get the use of their mobile phone on the condition that Family Zone is in place. Now, that is a lot more powerful than anything Family Zone can do to help, but definitely Family Zone will alert you if they delete the app, and you can also set up some consequences in Family Zone as well to sort of prevent them from doing that as well. But definitely communication is key in this example. All right, one more question, maybe two more questions. I think we've got time. We're doing great for time. This is another really good question that I get asked a lot. Does Family Zone cover gaming devices like PlayStations? Great question. The Family Zone app will protect any device that you can put an app onto, so tablets and phones and laptops. But for anything that you can't put an app onto, like gaming devices, you might want to consider buying the Family Zone box. Now, I have a slide that tells us a little bit more about that, so I might share my screen again and show you a little bit more about that. Because it is a really common question when we're at home and they're on those gaming devices, how can we protect them? And it's really simple and easy to do with the use of our Family Zone box. One of the things that I like about the box the most is that it creates a separate Wi-Fi for the kids and a separate Wi-Fi for the parents. So you can control the kids' Wi-Fi that way and put some limits on how long they're spending on those gaming devices. All right, so if you want some more information about that, definitely head to our website or contact our support team. All right, one last question. What do you think about TikTok? Should I allow my 12-year-old to use it? Now, that is a fantastic question, and I get asked about TikTok a lot at the moment. It's one of the most popular apps for teenagers, isn't it? Now, TikTok is intended for 13 years and above, according to the app's community guidelines. However, most of the cyber experts do not recommend it for teenagers under sort of like 15 or 16 years old. Now, that's because there is a lot of adult content in TikTok and a lot of risky behavior and predators on TikTok as well. So I really recommend before you allow your child to have TikTok or any social media app, you really familiarize yourself with it first. You know, do your research, use it yourself, review its privacy settings so that when you make a decision, it's a real informed decision. Family Zone has a brilliant blog that you might want to check out and have a read of. I know there's a few blogs about TikTok that might really help you, and it's a really good start with this decision making that you've got. Yeah. All right. So that is it for tonight. That's all the time we've got time for. But if you do have any further questions, definitely shoot them through and someone from support will get back to you. As I said, my name is Jess and thank you so much for having me, and I hope you found this session helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in our next session of the Getting Started series that's coming up soon. All right, take care. Thanks very much. Bye everyone. Bye.